Hello everybody, this is Kevin from KlotzProductions, and this is Game 3 between Nick playing Black-Red Vampires and Ryan playing Esper CAW-Blade. Ryan started this game off by using a Dark Slick Shores to cast a Preordain and then left both cards on the top. Then Nick cracked a Marsh Flats going down to 19 and searched for a Swamp and then cast a Visir Seer. Ryan then set down a Creeping Tar Pit and then cast an Inquisition of Kozilek, forcing Nick to discard a Burst Lightning. Nick attacked for 1 on his next turn, taking Ryan down to 19, and then post-combat resolved a Bloodghast. Ryan simply put a Marsh Flats into play on his next turn, and then Nick set down Dragon Skull Summit and attacked with his 2 guys for 3 damage, taking Ryan down to 16. Then at the end of the turn, Ryan cracked his Marsh Flats going down to 15 and searched for a Plains. Ryan then set down a Glacial Fortress and cast a Jace the Mind Sculptor. He then used the Jace to look at the top card of Nick's library, which he decided to leave there. On Nick's next turn, he started off by resolving a Pulse Tracker, and then he attacked with his other 2 creatures for 3 damage, taking Ryan down to 12. Ryan looked at the top card of Nick's library again and put it on the bottom. Then he resolved a Gideon Jura and forced Nick's team to attack it. Nick then sent his team at Gideon. The tracker made Ryan lose 1 life and go down to 11, and then Gideon took 4 damage and went down to 4 loyalty. Then post-combat, Nick resolved a Manic Vandal. Ryan started his next turn by casting an Inquisition of Kozilek and forced Nick to discard one of his 2 Go for the Throats. Then he used Jace's Brainstorm ability and then forced Nick to attack his Gideon again next turn. And then finally he cast a Stoneforge Mystic and searched for a Sword of Feast and Famine. Nick attacked with his team again. Ryan immediately lost 1 life from the Pulse Tracker going down to 10. Then he used a Disfigure to get rid of the Vandal. He also chose to block the Pulse Tracker with the Stoneforge Mystic and kill it. Nick tried to kill the Mystic with a Go for the Throat, however Ryan stopped it with a Mana Leak, and then Gideon took 3 damage going down to 3 loyalty. Nick used his Seer to sacrifice his Pulse Tracker and scry 1, putting the card on the bottom. Then he sacrificed his Bloodghast to scry again and left the card on the top this time. Then post-combat, he laid down a Lava Claw Reaches and brought his Bloodghast back into play. Ryan started off his next turn by equipping his sword to a Stoneforge Mystic. He then used Gideon to force Nick's team to attack it next turn and then used Jace to Brainstorm. He then attacked for 3 with his Stoneforge Mystic, taking Nick down to 16 and causing him to discard a Swamp. Then he untapped his lands and passed his turn. On Nick's next turn, he tried to kick a Gatekeeper of Malakir to get rid of Ryan's Stoneforge Mystic, however Ryan stopped it with a Mana Leak. Nick then sacrificed his Bloodghast to scry and put the card on the bottom, and then he laid down a Dragon Skull Summit and brought the Bloodghast back into play. For his combat, he attacked Gideon again since he had to, so Ryan animated his Creeping Tar Pit and blocked the Seer to kill it, so Nick sacrificed it to scry again and put the card on the bottom, and then he passed the turn. Ryan started off his next turn by attacking with his Mystic, taking Nick down to 13 life. Then he used his Jace to keep Nick's card on the top of his library again. He then forced attacks on Gideon again and then resolved a Squadron Hawk, at which point Nick conceded, giving Ryan the win and the match.